Sparkles here, Hot Mess Discipleship, episode 270. Episode 270. I want to talk to you today about surrender. So, during this whole ordeal with my face, the infection, everything that I've been going through, I realized that I hadn't surrendered it all to God. I hadn't given Him everything like I thought I did. I didn't trust Him because He's had a plan through this whole deal. And what it took was for me to get out here and start working on this sword. To realize that. Like there's no way that I could do this sword right here with my two hands. There's no way. It's too long. It weighs too much. And at first, I was going to back out of doing it. And I had a mentor of mine speak some wisdom into my life. He asked me one simple question when I told him I was thinking about backing out because I didn't know how I was going to do it. He said, "What are you going to think and how are you going to feel in a month from now if you don't do that sword?" And I got out here and got started on it that day. And I've gotten this far on it right now. What I got is this. I got some magnets screwed to this board right here. It's holding it down. I'm going to set it up on these rollers. And this is going to help me grind it right here on my grinder. I'm going to put it up and grind the bevels in it like this right here. But it wasn't until I decided that I needed to surrender this sword to God. And then these ideas started coming through my mind. I walked around Harbor Freight for about an hour one day saying, man, I know there's something in here that can help me with that sword. And I had recently watched a video on how to grind a sword, and the guy was using one of these magnets right here. So I ran across these magnets, and then I seen these rollers right here. Whatever you're going through, whatever problem you're trying to work out on your own, I can promise you it ain't going to work out like you think it is if you don't surrender it to God. Because until we do that, we're trying to do it on our own power, it ain't never going to work out. Or at least it ain't going to work out like it could. Because I, myself, am not able to think about things like God can think about things. He will put things in your mind, on your heart, in your life to guide you with His will and how He wants you to accomplish things. Because I cannot do this sword on my own, right? I had to have help. I had to have a mentor say, hey man, how are you going to feel in a month from now if you don't complete this sword? I would feel like trash, not good at all. So I lacked my self-confidence, but he had enough confidence in me to ask me that question to get me started. Because a lot of times the starting is what stops most of us. But if we will start with the intention on giving God the glory and with the intention on seeking His will, I've prayed more about this sword in the last week than I prayed about my health. Because it's been on my mind. How am I going to do this? And that's sad. I need to go to God with everything, every single thing. When I change my socks, I need to talk to God about it. And I hadn't done that. But this sword has made me realize that I cannot go through this life on my own. We cannot go through this life on our own. We need God in our life to guide us and to keep us on the right path. Because it's so easy to get distracted by all the nonsense and the yah-yah from all the world. There's so much white noise and junk going on. If we don't seek God in everything that we do, man, it ain't going to work out like we want it to. Just like this sword right here ain't started working out until I surrendered it to God and gave Him priority. And I'm going to give Him the glory. That's what this sword is going to represent. This is a weapon of the enemy. And you know what God used to take that enemy out? Boom, just this little old pebble right here. That's how big God is. That's how big He still is. The same God that made that happen is the same God that we're speaking about right now. So if you're going through something, surrender to Him. You'll be surprised how much different it gets. It ain't going to be easier, but it'll be better. Love you guys.